Morning 36, and I am thirsty. I woke up really thirsty, so I've already got my water ready. Today I've still got another packet of LMNT. I think this is orange salt, so that's what I'm going to be combining. Usually I can't afford this, so what I do is I take a quarter tablespoon of pink Himalayan salt, dump it right in, down the hatch. That's the first thing I do. Second thing I do, I guess by proxy, when I walk outside, I'm already getting vitamin D, but getting some sunlight, vitamin D production will help to signal your body to wake up. And then the third thing is raising blood oxidation levels because we're not only dehydrated when we wake up, we're also very, very much oxygen deprived. So that zombie-like feeling we have when we're groggy and the typical like scene before you get your morning coffee, a lot of times you can combat that easily by just driving oxygen into your brain. And the best way to do that is to breathe deeply. The best way to breathe deeply is to do some light exercising. Again, this ain't like a gym workout. This is going to be some burpees, maybe some push-ups afterwards, with the sole purpose of raising and driving oxygen into the body so it can get up into my brain. But I really am thirsty, so we're going to mix this thing up, do a little workout, little talk, and then we're going to get our day started. There's an entire gram of sodium in this pack. I think there's like 60 grams of magnesium and some potassium too, and it's super, super important. But it's actually twice as much salt as my regular quarter tablespoon of my pink Himalayan salt. But you really can't taste that difference. I think it's because of the flavoring. I'm not exactly sure. But these LMNT packs are they're amazing. I'm going to try to get on Amazon, see if I can't find a deal on them. So for my burpees today, I think I hit I think I hit 20, no push-ups. And I felt a little bit more relaxed because usually I'm so self-conscious of the camera or hearing something or somebody creeping up on me. But today I could tell that like I really just didn't care as much. So again, the whole purpose of these burpees isn't to become some cardiovascular king. Is simply to drive oxygen into my lungs because I hate starting the day feeling like a zombie. Oh, let's take a little bit of a break. Okay, okay. 20 burpees on my way to 50, but not gonna get there anytime soon. But if I keep on waking up and showing gratitude for my day by not laying in bed, by not rolling out of bed and just blah on the couch for like an hour while I sip my coffee and hate life. This whole process is just designed specifically for me to show thankfulness for my day. And it's not based on, a crazy, crazy wake up time. Because if I had to wake up, at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, or I don't know, even 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to do this. And honestly, if you're not a morning person and you find yourself having to wake up ridiculously early, I don't expect you to do this either. The one thing that you have to do as soon as you wake up, regardless of the circumstance, you got to drink water. Even if you can't put any kind of a salt or an electrolyte in it, you need to drink water as soon as you wake up. The number one worst thing you could do in the entire world is to wake up and to pour yourself like a cup of coffee or have an energy drink first before you drink your water. Even if even if you're just going to chug your water down, almost just shoot it back and then drink your energy drink, even that scenario is better than just putting the caffeine directly into your stomach. Caffeine is a diuretic, and if you're already dehydrated, you're just signaling to your body to get rid of even more water that you don't even have. And water is super important, obviously, but especially like if you're going to the gym or you're going to try to work out, even like going for a run or something, You need water in your muscles for performance. And one of the reasons the water stays in the muscle is your salt and your electrolytes. They help your body to hang on to the water. And that's why it's so important. And a lot of times, we knew this, science knew this years ago, but for, I don't know, like 20 years ago, even in like the bodybuilding fitness community, salt was so demonized for so long, you know, and a lot of times an excess amount of salt in the body, it's only there because we don't drink enough water, we don't hydrate like we're supposed to. A lot of times a cure for, having elevated salt levels in your body, if you do, is just drinking more water. I mean, drinking more water helps with everything: blood pressure, prevention of heart disease. It just goes on and on and on. And I think the recommendation is still what, 64 ounces a day, which is 8 ounce glasses of water, which I mean is actually it's pretty reasonable. And if you're like me, by the time you add in a coffee or an energy drink, maybe a protein shake or two, your total amount of fluid, the total volume of fluid that's going through your body is probably close to a gallon. And I'm not somebody who thinks you've got to carry around a gallon water jug. I mean, if that's your thing and that's what helps you, stay on point, then by all means. But that is, yeah, I don't do that because most places I go to now, especially the gym, they've got a refilling station. So I carry in like a liter bottle or a liter and a half bottle. You can pretty much kill one of those during a workout. And then by the time you leave the gym, you can fill it up again, and you can pretty much get all of the water you need right there. I mean, you're not drinking it all at one time, of course, but when you leave and you fill it, your bottle back up, you've probably got like the rest of your day's worth of fluid right there. You can even count alcohol up to like maybe like if you're drinking a beer or two, you can count that towards your total volume of fluid. Now, alcohol will turn into a diuretic. If you're going to drink in excess of like 3, 4, 5 drinks, then that's when you're going to start peeing and the body's going to want to start getting rid of that excess fluid that you're taking in. But the last time I researched, which was a long time ago, if you were going to drink like, yeah, 1 or 2 beers, you can actually include that in your total volume of fluid, that you're drinking during the day. It's always really important to start your day off with the hydration. But like I was saying earlier, if you've got some kind of scheduling conflict and or waking up having to be somewhere super duper early, you can always drink your water. Now it might be really hard to get sunlight. You might have to wait for your break at work. Um, I'm not exactly sure, but what you can also do is you can help with the mental fog and increase your mental clarity, get rid of that morning grogginess. Even if you're driving to work or if you're taking the bus, doing deep breathing, 4 seconds in, hold it for a count of two, 4 seconds out, or 2 seconds out. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that deep, controlled breathing will really go a long way towards breathing in the oxygen, filling up the lungs so that your brain can get oxygenated. And that's something you can do, in your car. And if it's not too cold or too hot or the weather permits, if you can put your windows down while you're driving. I mean, not all the way, because I know you probably did your hair, you want to look good for work, but just getting in some fresh air, and and I know what you're thinking. You're on the highway, all the cars and all that stuff, but it's still better than the air that's like just been trapped in your car for forever. So crack your windows, get a nice little breeze going, get some deep breaths, get rid of that mental fog. And then, if you need a coffee, later, then have at it. I mean, I'm going to do it as soon as I make this video. I'll go inside and upload this and have a cup of instant coffee. That's pretty much what I do every morning. After a coffee, I'll go into like some kind of a breakfast. I don't always eat like a traditionally healthy breakfast. I mean, you're not going to catch me making egg whites with spinach and having a cup of oats, and that's just not my thing. But what I do every single day is I track my calories, I track my macronutrients. So whatever I eat for breakfast, I just know what's in it. And if I don't know what's in it, you can Google it, you can chat GPT it. There's all kinds of apps, MyFitnessPal. There's just no excuse anymore, especially with chat GPT. Listen, this thing was a game changer for me. Like if you're going to a cookout or like a barbecue, or even if you go to a buffet and you just load your plate up, and there's really no way of knowing, the enormous amount of calories you're about to consume. But there actually is. If you'll take like two or three pictures from a slightly different angle of like this monstrosity of a plate you've constructed, and upload that into the free version of ChatGPT, it'll actually get fairly accurate caloric information and like macronutrient information. I did this not long ago when I went and splurged for like a plate of meatballs at a food truck. It was like 12:30 in the morning, and I got a piece of cheesecake. Anyway, I took a bunch of pictures, and yeah, sure enough, Chat GPT came through. And then the next morning when I woke up, I went back through and like it kind of explained its analysis of how it figured everything up. It was really impressive. I mean, it is AI. I don't know why I should be impressed by it, but even still, I was like, whoa, this is a game changer. I mean, how many excuses are now just off the table because what we've got is so good for us in terms of like AI and technology. AI is cool, but artificial intelligence, it's never going to actually do the work for you. I mean, it's an awesome resource and it can help you in your process of doing the work. But, until it learns how to like manifest and actually become a physical person, then the work is still up to you. There's no way to skirt that. It sucks sometimes, but you absolutely have to accept the fact that at the end of the day, you still got to put the reps in. That's what I'm doing with the video series. I was actually able to get out here a little bit earlier this morning, so I've already got me a small win by getting up a little bit earlier. Another win I've got is by doing my little video series, keeping myself on point, on track, especially like with my mindset. Then when I go inside and get something good to eat, then I'll be another win. So I got 3 wins without even trying to do anything. That's what I'm doing for today. Going to the gym, hitting chest, and then I will probably. Sorry, I was waving at my friend. He distracted me, but in a good way. But yeah, that's what I got to do. So 3 wins to start my day. It ain't even 9 o'clock yet. Let's go.